All right, everybody. So I'm back again. Like I said, this is going to be something I'm going to do to just get my thoughts out, just talk to you about, whatever's on my mind, and try to help you in any way possible. Most of the things that I'm going to talk about definitely is going to be something that you can apply to your life. I'm applying it to my life. As I gain knowledge, I'm going to share that knowledge. I'm going to make it so whereas you can apply it, you can learn something new that you haven't learned. Even if you do know it, you can just hear my perspective on it because we all have different perspectives, like I say. So first, I always have to start this out with a prayer because without the big God, we really are nothing. So first, I'm going to just, pray, thank the Lord for giving me life, being able to speak, giving me knowledge, being able to share that knowledge. Thankful for all the opportunities you've given me. And Lord, I ask that you just help people in any way possible. Help them better their lives with my voice. Open their ears and open their minds to receive this message. Whatever it is that I'm going to speak about. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So first, we just going to talk about why is life so hard? Like, man, life just seems to be so freaking hard. It just seems to be so much. It's like I remember being a child and I was like in such a rush to grow up. Like, and they will always tell you, like adults will always say, don't be in such a rush to grow up. Take your time. You got time. But when you a child, you don't even think about like you got time. You just trying to get like to 18, maybe 20, 21, whatever. So you can do whatever you want to do. You want to be free, like so-called be free. Like that's what you think being free is when you reach that age, but not even knowing that really you free when you a child because you don't really have no responsibilities. You don't have no worries. And this ain't for everybody because I know some children, they do have to grow up a little bit faster than others. They have responsibilities at a younger age, like they might have lost a parent or something, or they had to be the man or the woman of the house at a young age, or might even had a child young. So of course they had to kind of grow up fast. But if we just live like a regular life where you didn't really have to grow up fast, you got to do the regular childish things. You always wanted to grow up so fast, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's like because of what we saw on TV, what we saw in the movies, or just maybe because our parents told us what to do. And I guess when you're a child, you don't like when your parents tell you what to do. Like, whatever. You always try to be grown in a sense. So it's like now when I'm older now, I'm like, dang, yo, I wish I can go back in time and just be able to go to my grandma's house in the summertime and just be in the country, run around, eat 2-3 times a day, not have to worry about cooking, not have to worry about what I'm going to eat or if I'm going to eat. Not worrying about the lights are going to be on, if I going to have hot water, if I'm going to even have water just to drink. Like, I ain't have to worry about none of that stuff. But I was in such a rush to try to get older. And my mom, my dad, my grandparents, they will always say, take your time. You got time. Don't be in such a rush. But now I understand it. So that whenever I have a child, I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to get them to understand. Slow down. You got time. Even like when you get a girlfriend or something. Like, you would think people trying to like say you're not in love. You don't know what love is. You really don't know what love is when you're young. You just think you know. You don't really know nothing. Then it only comes with age and experience. But as you get older, you realize once you're 18, like that's when you really need your parents the most. Once you get older, over that age, it's like that's when you really need that guidance. Cause see, before you was just young. You didn't really understand nothing. You thought you did, and you thought you gonna understand as soon as you turn 18 and get older than that you gonna really understand this life. And you don't understand nothing. Like, and I know people had that thought about giving up every day. I know they had that mind frame of, am I going to make it through it? What do I need to do? How am I going to overcome the situation I'm in? But just understand that that's just life for you. And it's always going to be a journey. It's always going to be a process. It's always going to be something to challenge you, to make you better. It's not really about life being hard. It's about being on a journey to better yourself. That's what life is all about, a journey. That's why it's so hard, because you are supposed to be on a constant journey for the betterment of yourself, or to help somebody else better themselves by what you might have gone through. So you just got to keep going and just take that path and understand that you can get through it, but you're only going to get through something if you don't give up on it. See, when you give up on something, you don't have a chance to really get through it. You don't really have a chance to learn, don't have a chance to understand like what that trial was really for. When you get to the end of it, you look back on the trial. You do more reflection on the trial than more so where you're at now, because the trial is really what made you. That journey is really what made you. So when you think about life being hard, it's not really hard. A lot of times we make it hard for ourselves because, for one, like, it's the lack of knowledge. Sometimes it's the lack of resources. And it's the lack of like ethic of working toward bettering yourself, working, like, challenging yourself. So we sometimes really are just the reason why it's hard. I understand everybody has different situations. Everybody has different circumstances, but that's the beauty in it. Like J. Cole says, beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. So the struggle is what makes you, not the success part, but the actual struggle, whatever that struggle is, because everybody has different definitions of it. Everybody's struggle is different. We all just know it's a struggle, and we all say, man, we struggling. It's a struggle. My struggle is worse than yours. Like, you don't really even need to compare it with somebody else's struggle, because your capacity obviously is different than their capacity. You're not going to get something that you can't make it through. God's not going to do that to you. He only going to give his strongest or hardest battles to the strongest soldiers. Simple as that. But understand that when you give up on yourself, you giving up on life. And you don't want to give up on yourself because you think it's hard and you don't see the ending. You don't always get to see the ending. You didn't see the end. You only get to see the beginning. And while you're going through it until you reach that end point. So once you get to that understanding that it's about a journey, it's about going through that process. It's about seeking knowledge, trying different things out. I mean, whether you make a mistake or don't make a mistake, it's going to be up to you. And mistakes, can be made and be forgiven, and they could be restored, but that's up to you. It's up to you if you really going to challenge yourself, if you're going to really like grow. So that's what comes with growth, is you got to challenge yourself first. Sometimes you got to like tear yourself down to rebuild it stronger, to rebuild it taller. So a lot of times we thinking that money is just going to make the difference in the life. But you do got to understand, having money is not going to be to bring the peace and serenity that you're looking for. Like, everybody wants that peace and serenity, and we think that it's going to be the money, but it's really not. Like, having money, sometimes causes more problems and more drama. Some people don't tell you about that. And a lot of people will say, well, I'd rather deal with those type of problems than the other problems. Well, if you couldn't even get through the other problems, how you going to deal with those type of problems? It's still a problem at the end of the day. It's still a problem. So take the challenge of getting through the struggle. Take the challenge of accepting, I need to do better. I need to learn. I need to advance my mind. I need to grow. Take that challenge. And then it won't be so hard after all. Because once you get through it, you'll look back on it and say, that was really easy. Whether you agree with it during that process or not, once you get to the end, you will say, dang, it wasn't so bad at all. Dang, I really got through that. I can't believe I made it through. And see, that's what you want to be. But if you give up, if you quit, if you just stop, then what you going to do? You ain't going to be able to do nothing. But you're going to be the one complaining. You're going to be the one that's going to be mad. You're going to be the one that is frustrated, stressed out, bothered, and taking it out on other folks. Because you're not doing what you need to do. Do what you need to do. And that's, like I said, going through that challenge of bettering yourself. Letting the struggle, don't let it dictate your life. Let it dictate what you gonna do for yourself. Meaning taking it head on, like punching it in the face. So if you down bad, you don't really have no money. You know, your credit might be messed up. Job might be frustrating you. Health might be, bothering you, like whatever. Like, what you gonna do to make it better? Not what God gonna do, what my mama gonna do, what my daddy gonna do, or what my boss gonna do, or what the government gonna do. Like, no, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna accept the responsibility and take the ownership and try to make the situation better, or are you just gonna sit there and wait for somebody else to do it? I don't want to wait around for nobody. I can't wait around for nobody to do nothing. Because it ain't coming. Like, you'll be waiting forever. You'll be calling on something and they don't pick up the phone. Like, that's basically what you're doing. You calling somebody that ain't picking up the phone. So, you got to help yourself first. And then, God will put people in your place as you taking that journey, as you taking on that challenge. See, you got to step forward first. It ain't going to do nothing but make you better. At the end of the day, it's going to make you better regardless. The outcome might not be what you want it to be. Because sometimes what you want ain't what it's going to be. It ain't what it's going to be. Like, just like we all want to be rich. A lot of folks want to be famous. A lot of people want to have all this abundance, but they don't want to do nothing for it. They ain't even ready for it. It's like, what you doing to get yourself ready for it? Are you learning new things? Challenging yourself to be ready for that abundance? What are you doing for it? So I'm getting myself prepared now because I know the abundance is coming. Like, I'm believing in myself that I'm going to get that abundance, that it's going to come toward me. But I don't want that abundance, and I don't even know how to handle it. Like, I don't want to get the abundance and then it's all gone. And then I'm somewhere like mad, like, dang, I had this. I had the money, or I had the good job, or I had the spouse or significant other, and I messed it up because I wasn't even ready for it because I didn't take on the challenge. I mean, think about it. I didn't take on the challenge to be ready for that stuff. I said I wanted it, but what did I do to really prepare myself for it? And you have to ask yourself, what are you doing to prepare for whatever it is that you're asking for? And it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take a lot of mental toughness. That's why life is so hard, because it's that mental toughness that is so hard to do. Like, it's easy to be lazy. It's easy to sit around and do nothing. It's easy to complain. Like, that stuff is so easy to do. But it's hard getting up every day, with a positive attitude. It's hard studying. It's hard reading every day. It's hard not being distracted by the worldly things and focusing on the biblical things and focusing on the things that's going to better us. It's hard to do that every day consistently. I guess that's hard. But when you do it and you see that has changed your life and you see that you got somewhere because of it, you look back and say, man, that really wasn't that hard at all. And I don't understand why this person can't do it or that person. Like, you don't even want to hear that those people's problems, because it's like, what are you really doing to change your life? See, this is all about changing your life, changing your perspective, changing your attitude, giving yourself a different perspective, right? We all have the same perspective. We all get taught a same perspective of you got to do it this way. If you don't do it this way, it's the wrong way. And that's not right. Like, that's not right. Everybody can't do everything the same way. Like, it's not possible. We all different people. It might be like a certain guideline to it, but at the end of the day, we all got different processes. We all got different ways that we do things. But one thing we got to do is not give up. That's one thing that everybody has to do. They can't give up. They have to keep pushing forward. They have to go on that journey. Like, you got to take that journey. Like, it's like taking that road trip. You got to pack up the car. Make sure you got your snacks and everything ready. And you got to take that trip. And once you make it to the end, you'll realize it wasn't that hard at all. But if you never start because you're scared on taking that challenge, then you're going to be the one to get left behind. And you don't want to get left behind because you're scared.